Good morning. Welcome to our live today with the fabulous Holly Kennedy from Happy Magazine. A lot of you have wanted to see where your donations have gone for the last number of days and why we set up the live. Holly is out of hospital. She is ready to do a live with us today. Take it easy on her. She's upped her pain management and she is launching her cancer care journal tomorrow, you can see and meet Holly and find out what her story is, what the backstory is, and why she has been accepted for this trial, and why we've set up the GoFundMe, and why she's not looking for money, because lots of people have set up GoFundMes for in the past, but she is looking for people to buy her magazine. Here she is, Holly. Let's get you. I've had a chat with her 5 minutes ago. She's very tired. Good morning.
Hello. How are
Holly,
you?
well, there's fear of me. We want to know how you are.
I am good. Feeling really happy and relieved to be out of hospital. It's
Yeah,
nice to be at home.
yeah, of
Uh,
course. Yeah.
yeah. Feeling not too bad this morning. They've upped my pain medication,
Okay.
and I took that early this morning, so I'm feeling better now.
Good. And Holly, I was very conscious that it was a big ask of to ask you to come and do the live this morning, because as a nurse, I know what pain medication can do to you, and you can also feel a bit flat and tired. So we're going to take it easy on you today, but the purpose of our today's live is twofold, really. I wanted people who gave so much to the GoFundMe page that I set up over the weekend. I want them to meet with you to see where their money is going. And I also was keen for them to know about the cancer journal, so that we can actually get speaking about that. And the other thing, Holly, is that I think to get the backstory about you as a mom, how you got your cancer, how you've gotten on to date, how you have found that you have been relapsed, and most importantly, how you've been accepted on this drugs trial in the States,
Yeah.
and the worries that are around that, besides the financial worries. So will we start at the start? I'm going to take it very easy on you, so we try and keep it as brief as is possible. So the backstory is, let's start with Holly Kennedy. You're a young mom.
Okay. So I was first diagnosed with breast cancer in December 2016. So that's about nearly 4 years ago. I had just had a little boy. He was 5 months old at the time. So he's now nearly 4. No, he is
Yes,
4 on Sunday.
very different to the photographs that we've got up, but yes.
Yeah. So yes, so I was diagnosed in December, and then I did 13 months of treatment. So the kind of regular treatment for breast cancer is usually three things. It's chemotherapy, surgery, and radiotherapy. So I did those. And then I did like sort of an insurance policy of another drug, a chemo drug, for 6 months. And that's called capecitabine. So I did that for 6 months. So in total, I did 13 months of treatment. And at the end of that, I was hoping that I was cancer free, and everything was good for about 2 years.
Yes, so we met last summer when you came to us here in West Cork, and Holly, I can still see the day that you sat in my garden and we had afternoon tea, and I said, Holly, how are you doing? And you said, Olive, I'm doing so well. And then to flatten me 2 weeks later to say that you had relapsed.
Yeah, on that holiday, I was having a lot of pain. We did a holiday around Ireland in our camper van, and every night I'd go to bed. I was having terrible pain in my left side when I tried to sleep or lie on the side. And I was using Difene gel and eating painkillers. And now I had it checked out before the holiday by my GP, and they kept saying to me, you've pulled a muscle, or maybe you've got a new food intolerance, or it was just,
Okay.
they kept saying, no, 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 this is not typical breast cancer recurrence or anything like that, because that's all I was concerned about.
Yeah.
And when it went on for more than 4 weeks, I rang my hospital and my oncology team, and I said, look, I've got this pain in my side. It's lasted more than 4 weeks now. I think I was about 6 weeks having it.
Yeah.
And they said, right, come in. And I went in, I told my oncologist, who's a brilliant man, and he didn't like the sound of it.
Yeah.
Straight away, and ordered some scans. And in a few days, then we were brought in, and he told us, look, it's back. And he said it was back in my liver, lungs, and bones. Triple whammy, Olive. I don't know how the hell that happened so quickly.
Well, that's the awful thing about triple negative cancer, is that it's the hardest one to treat, right?
It's the hardest one to treat. Well, there is no treatment other than chemo. It's not like the other breast cancers where you can have a hormone blocker to turn things off. My hormones are not involved at all.
Yeah.
So basically all they can do are chemos. And then the thing with this cancer is it's very clever and it's very aggressive. So it moves very quickly. And then what it does is it adapts. So each chemo that you try might work for a little bit, and then it learns the chemo and adapts and just bypasses it and carries on. Lovely.
Oh, okay.
So it's
a bitch.
It's a bitch. I wanted to say worse language than
It's a
that.
shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So therefore, you started treatment all over again just before Christmas.
Yeah. So first of all, he was hoping I could get on a trial here in Ireland. And while we waited to do all the testing for that, he put me on a chemo that wasn't barred from that trial, if you know what I mean. A lot of trials prerequisites. So he wanted to put me on gem carbo, which is a really powerful chemo, but he couldn't if I wanted to go on that trial. So while we waited for that trial info, sorry, I have a cat here next to me.
I can see the lovely tail. Yes.
She wants to talk. So while I waited to see if I could get on that trial, he put me on a chemo called eribulin for 2 months. And it was so easy, Olive. It was so easy. I just carried on with my life as normal.
Okay.
And it turns out it was so easy because the cancer was paying absolutely no attention to it whatsoever, and just got horrendously worse in those 2 months. And by November time, I was in a very, very, very bad way. So I was having pain when I breathed in my lungs. They did a scan, and I found out much later that I actually had a tumor around my heart, and that's what was making breathing difficult.
Okay.
But we found out that the trial here in Ireland wouldn't be suitable for me. So I was tested for it, and whatever genetic mutations they were looking for, I didn't have them. So there was no point in me getting their drug trial.
Okay.
So that was a blow, but it was good in a way that he could then start me on gem carbo. So that was the powerful chemo, and started on that in November. And the plan was just put the head down and try and get as much chemo in as possible to kill cancer. And we did that. And in January, we got very good news that a lot of the cancer had completely regressed or disappeared, including the tumor around my heart, completely dissolved, which was incredible news to get. And I think everybody was just amazed. My oncologist was even amazed. He was just like, wow, this is a great scan. And he's a man that would never,
Say wow.
never use the word great ever. So that was great news. And yeah, so then we continued on Gem Carbo. Now, the problem with that is you can't get Gem Carbo forever. It's incredibly toxic and hard on the body.
Yeah.
And I was really starting to struggle. It kills your blood counts, so completely wipes all your blood counts. You've no white cells to fight infection.
Yeah.
My platelets were really down low. So like, you know, if I knocked my knee on something, I would have this horrendous bruise, like you'd think something terrible had happened, you know, bruising. I couldn't do anything really. I couldn't go anywhere because I was so prone to infection, see anyone. Well, sure, we're not seeing anybody now anyway, but
Yeah.
um, after a while, I was just thinking, okay, it would be great to have a break. And I just thought, right, next scan, if it's good enough to have a break, I need a little break from chemo.
Yes, I remember that. So you asked for a sabbatical.
Yeah, so I think that's when I came on the last live with you. I was around about that time and I was
Yes.
wiped out and I just thought, geez, you know, this isn't a way to live.
Yeah.
Going, you know, for chemo every week, like every week, and then your third week is off. And
Yeah.
that's like the third week, you're living for 1 week in the month where you can actually like do something with your family and go out and not, you know, feel terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, you hear people all the time saying I'm doing chemo and everyone's like, yeah, yeah. It's like, it's so difficult.
I
It's
know.
so hard. And eventually you just can't take anymore, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Not for me long term. I can't do chemo forever. It's not going to work forever. Um, my last scan in April then just showed everything was stable. So basically it was all exactly the same as it was
Yeah.
in January, and nothing more had regressed or shrunk or anything. And I was really disappointed about that.
Yes, of course you were. And I can understand that. Can I move on now to
The drug trial.
the drug trial? This is why we
Yeah.
have this big push on for the next couple of weeks, because this drug trial, to get accepted on this drug trial, is a big thing. Holly, I see you as the Vicky Phelan of your, you know, we all knew who Vicky was, but you are just Holly Kennedy of Happy Magazine, who hasn't got the same profile as Vicky Phelan, but you have done the same amount of work in the research to get yourself on this
Yeah.
drug trial.
Yeah.
And that's why I absolutely adore you, and I want to be able to support women, support people who are not well known. So
Oh, I'm
Holly,
grateful.
can you tell us about, can you tell us how you found out about the trial first, and then how you got accepted on it, and where we can.
It's, do you know what, Olive? So much good has come into my life because of Happy Magazine, and the trial was no exception. So I got told about the trial by another patient in James's hospital. We were getting chemo one day. She was in one couch, I was in another couch, and she came over to me and she said, I follow you on Instagram, and I, you know, I'm in the same boat as you know, and we got talking. And one of the first things she said to me was, have you heard about this new drug in America? And I hadn't heard about it. And she told me about it then. And then the two of us since then have been friends, and we've been trying to get on this trial together.
Yeah.
So first things first is it's called leronlimab, okay? And it's actually, I think, used for HIV.
Yes. There, you know, I was working in a private hospital, like half the floors were positive for HIV, and this was a trial drug back then.
Really?
That's 30 years ago.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. There you go. So I think, well, it must be approved then for HIV.
Yes.
So what they seem to find out then that this drug would have an impact on metastatic triple negative breast cancer, which is
Yeah.
what is called that we have now. So it's called metastatic if it's spread from the original place, which was the breast. So we got in touch with them. They were amazing to deal with on email, like just writing back to us as patients is like unheard of.
Okay.
And they said, look, yes, if you want to get on the trial, they said, look, can you get your hospital to send us your biopsy? So we did that. I sent over a sample that was taken from my liver, and they tested them for both of us and said, you know, we were both would be accepted on the trial on a compassionate basis. So for me, I scored very well on the two tests that showed. So basically, there are two little things called pathways, CCR5 and another one called PDL1. And basically, if your cancer is expressing these things on these pathways,
Yes.
it looks like the drug will work very well for you. And I
Okay.
scored 90% on the one,
Oh my God.
50% on the other. So they're
Okay.
quite high. So it
So,
looks
Holly, can
like
I ask you then,
response.
just for anybody who's listening in,
Yeah.
will this drug cure what you have or keep you alive?
Nobody knows, Olive. It could put me in remission, which would be
Yes.
incredible. Would be the golden ticket, basically. It has done that for some people. They've given it to over 900 women so far, and they've had some outstanding results, but
Yeah.
everybody's different. I could get it and it works wonderfully. I could get it and it doesn't work at all. We don't
Okay.
know, so we try. But
So,
key
yes.
is we cannot get this drug in Ireland, and we
Yes.
get it sent here. Now, that's my next mission, is to get it over here, because there's me and there's my friend in the hospital, but we're not the only ones who could benefit from this. So we are trying to get James's hospital to talk to the trial company. They are about bringing it here, but there's legal paperwork and it could take months, and I don't
You nearly need to sleep with Simon Harris, would you?
maybe. It could take.
Sorry, I'm making light of the situation. This is just this is actually is so heartbreaking that it's the only thing that I can do is make light of it. Sorry, I apologize.
I know. To be honest, Olive, like all we can do is laugh because we'll cry otherwise.
Yeah.
So I got all the stuff. We got all our ducks in a row in terms of we got on the trial, we got accepted, and they wanted us. And then the next problem was COVID and no travel.
No.
So then we entered the whole problem of trying to get permission to travel to the States during COVID. And we had to talk to the US Embassy and get special waivers from Customs Border Protection in America. Anyway, all that is done. And I have a flight booked for my first trip on the 16th of June and going on my own for 2 nights.
You're going on your. All right. Okay. Here's Sheila.
I would so like to bring my husband with me, but we don't want to leave our son behind. And with COVID, if anything were to happen and I couldn't get home, or just don't even.
Okay. So basically, you've been accepted on the trial. They're going to pay for your first flight and they're paying for your accommodation, and the drug is free. Actually,
Yeah.
Sheila Shoik is just after joining. Sheila, thank you so much. The other thing is that you now have made a decision that you can't fly over and back. I understand why you wouldn't want to fly over and back if they need to see you every 2 months, because it's recycled air in an airplane. I get sick on an airplane at the best of times from recycled air, and I'm not immunocompromised.
I have to do it if I want to get the drug started.
Okay.
I need to start the drug sooner rather than later.
Okay.
That's the thing.
You're going on your own.
I'm going on my own for 2 days. It's literally fly in on Tuesday, have the appointment with the clinic on Wednesday, and fly home on Thursday.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get me in and out as fast as possible for like minimum exposure and risk, I guess. But then after that, I'll be expected to travel every 2 months for more. And to be honest, Olive, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, because I'm going to have to start chemo again. And then you have no immune system whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to be able to do it, but this is my big
It's
shot.
no reason not to try, though.
No, I have to try, and this could
Yeah.
be breakthrough for me. It could
Yes.
give me remission. And there's
Or
nothing here right now that could give me that. It hasn't been in Ireland for triple negative ever, being a drug like
okay.
that.
So I'm a small fry down here in West Cork, and you might be a little bit of a bigger fry than I am there in Dublin.
I'm a
So
small fry in
who do
Dublin.
we sit in the lap of? Who? Leo Varadkar? Michael D. Higgins? Simon
Oh,
Harris? What do
I
we do to get attention for this?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I suppose Simon Harris maybe is the way to go, and then trying to
That
get the
poor man. And you know
right.
what? That poor man has aged 20
I
years
know.
in the
It's
last
off on his
6
plate,
weeks.
right? I
Yeah.
know. Uh,
But it's no reason not to ask him. I'll get onto that. Okay. Now, we need to talk about money.
yes. So I kind of during lockdown, I started working on a project, um, designing a cancer journal for women facing breast cancer treatment. So this is a total labor of love for me. I had so much fun, enjoyment. I don't know how many hours just putting this together and designing it.
Is all the science of it.
This,
Yeah.
this, this was my way of going, okay, well, I'm going to try and sell these and use the funds to pay for the San Francisco travel.
Okay. So the reason that am I right in thinking this? Even though I set up a GoFundMe, there has been 2 GoFundMes set up for you before, and you feel, oh, Jesus Christ, I can't ask people to ask for more money again.
Okay, no.
All right, well, this is my GoFundMe. This is for you, but I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying. It's the epitome of what you are. You want to give something back.
Yeah, a lot of, all of my friends and family have donated to the GoFundMes that were done for me in about November, December.
Yeah.
It was incredible. So many people helped, and it's not fair to ask again. I don't want to do that. And I just thought, okay, this journal is the way that I can raise money for myself and give something back that people will want to buy for the money. And then it's a bonus that'll help me pay for the travel. And hopefully what I was aiming for was to be able to travel for a year. And within the year, some miracle to happen and we can get the drug here. And
I believe in miracles. Yeah. Holly, income wise, are you working? Can I ask? Income wise, are you working?
No, not working. I'm on invalidity pension, which is a payment from social welfare if you're terminally ill. I hate that word. I don't like to say that word. I don't consider myself that. It's just too.
Okay, so that money wouldn't even get you on a bus out to Dublin Airport, I'm sure.
So I have that.
Derek, how about Derek?
My husband is my carer, so he gets carers as well.
Okay, so that's not going to pay for a flight, is it?
No, it's not. And as well as that, then, and I've mentioned this on my Happy magazine, I'm doing like a whole kind of regimen of vitamins and therapies to keep my body strong and healthy. And they cost a lot of money. Yeah, they cost a lot of money. That's really where we're spending all our money at the moment.
Okay. All right. So that is keeping you in your wellness side of things because the illness is being taken care of by hopefully this new drug. Okay. So now launch and chemo.
Yeah.
Launch. Yes, of course. You're under the care of St. James's, right?
Yes. So that's it. The way I look at it is the chemo and the cancer trial are treating the cancer, and then I've got to treat my body with everything else it needs to repair from those.
I'm with you on that, and I also have a firm belief and a strong belief in the power of my so that's woo woo to a lot of people, but I believe it and it works and so on. So Oh my God, Claire Kelly Pilates. Actually, I spoke with Claire last night. She'd be so delighted and honored to prescribe an individualized program for you. Okay, Claire, I'm going to put you in touch with Holly
She
actually
has been
because
with me. She's amazing.
oh, she's amazing. Yeah, she
Okay.
is. It's prescriptive, so she will actually. She needs your bloods and your blood scans, or
Wow.
yeah, your bone scans and so on before she'll actually do that. I did a live with her last night. You can actually go over onto her page in relation to what she does. Anyway, let's get back to the launch of this journal. This journal is launched. Oh my God, it's Ireland's first.
Yes. So I came home from hospital last night and the first copies had arrived. So I was really delighted. Um,
Yes.
amazing to see it in print. So basically, this is a little look at the journal. So it's a paperback. It's nice A5 size, easy to go in the handbag.
Yes.
And basically, I think it's 120 pages, and I just show you inside the contents here. So it's kind of divided up into 5 sections, and they're
Yes.
the sections of a cancer treatment journey. So basically, diagnosis and everything that comes with that, then chemo, then surgery, then radiotherapy, and then last but definitely not least, moving on after cancer treatment.
Okay, and I actually I was looking at it. I got a peek preview. What I love about it, Holly, is that you know the way you're going for your chemo, then you're seeing your surgeon, then you're seeing your GP, then you're going for radiotherapy, then you're seeing
Mm.
your physio, then you're seeing da 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 da, and there's appointments stuck in the fridge. There's appointments in your handbag. They're rolled up in your receipts. You don't know where you're supposed to be. You don't know what your blood result is. You don't know this. You do know them all, but they're all in individual little scraps of paper. And
Oh,
that's what's so beautiful about this journal, that you just pull it out and go,
everything can go in
yes,
here.
I was at the GP yesterday. This is what he said. No, I was not at the radiotherapist this day.
Yeah,
What did he ask? And that, say for example, if the radiotherapist says, how's your bloods, that you can go, had them done yesterday. Here we go. I've them all written down here. There's none of this. Oh, where did I find those? Where did I put them? La, 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 la. Everything is in one place.
that's it. When I was going through cancer the first time, in 2017, all my treatment, I just couldn't believe it. Like everyone describes it as a roller coaster, and there's no better word. You've so
Yeah.
much coming at you, so many appointments, so many different people you've got to see. And then you've got to put all of this somewhere so it's out of your head, so you can just keep
Yeah.
your head together. And that's exactly what this journal is. So it's really an
Yeah.
organizer for treatment.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I think I've thought of most things that I needed at that time. And, I just remember having like scraps of paper in my handbag with
Yeah.
questions doctor, and then I'd be rooting around in the waiting room, where's my questions, and
Yes.
I'm hoping this is the journal that I would have benefited from, and that's what I was hoping to make for other women that are just starting out on a cancer treatment journey.
Yeah.
It's got the
I think you're a little bit ahead of your time, Holly, because journaling has become, I've done it for 20 years, but on copybooks. But I mean, the new beautiful journals that people are actually producing now is fantastic. And to
beautiful.
think that a journal is such a big thing in the last 2 years, I think. So
Yeah.
you've just hit us all at a time where everybody wants to buy a journal. And I think it's the perfect gift for anybody. 1 in 2 of us is going to have cancer.
Oh,
It's 2020. It doesn't matter whether it's skin, breast, liver, lungs, bone, lymphatic, whatever it is. 1 in 2 of us is going to have a brush with cancer. I know this more than anybody else. That's the first thing. But the other thing is that I think when your friend says to you, I've got cancer, people are like rabbit in the headlights and they don't know what to say. And
mm,
sending a bunch of flowers is one of the worst things you can do to anybody who's had a recent cancer diagnosis. This is the perfect,
mm.
absolutely perfect
Yeah,
gift.
I hope so. I think it kind of came to me when I love stationery. I love pretty planners. I've got so many of them,
Yeah,
over the years. I don't even throw them out. I keep them.
yeah,
They're a wonderful snapshot to a certain time.
yeah,
And I bought a cancer planner when I was re-diagnosed, and I didn't want to use it because it was so medically and technical and scary, and it just didn't make me happy. It felt like
Jesus was probably produced by a nurse like myself.
I I don't think it was actually. I think
Oh
maybe
God.
I think her mum had breast cancer. So
All
I
right.
think
Okay.
daughter of a patient. And look, it was brilliant, but I
Yes.
just, for me, I still, it comes back to the magazine. I just wanted to be happy despite the cancer. And that came even down to like what planner I was going to write in. It sounds silly, but it's the small things, right? That save your sanity,
Oh.
tough situation.
Oh, well, like roller coaster, actually, whirlwind, shit show, call it what you like. I
Yeah.
think if and I brought your magazines here, actually. There's Dominique. Actually, I reached out to Dominique this morning. I have been reaching out to Brian Kennedy. I don't know where Brian is. He's hiding behind his agent. But I mean, they can use their voice. I'm not necessarily looking for their money to help you. I'm actually looking for their voice to raise the awareness,
Yeah.
to actually get people to buy the journal. Just buy the journal.
It would be great. Like that's the thing. I think there's still a lot of people don't know about Happy Magazine and that it's there, and then it's hard to get the word out about the journal. That's the main thing. I'd love if people would share the news that there's a journal for anybody
Yeah,
diagnosed, and then might buy one for a family member or a
yeah.
friend. That would be ideal. That's what I'm hoping for, is really getting that message out.
Okay, so that's launching tomorrow at 9
Yeah,
a.m.
that's
I
it.
actually reckon that your website could crash, my lovely. You told me last night that there was pre-orders and that people have already put in pre-orders?
Yeah, so a couple of people who have shops have asked if they could buy in bulk to sell in the shop.
Oh,
That is amazing. I would love for that to happen.
yeah, because
Uh,
nearly every shop now can't it have people traipsing in and out, so they've got Shopify on their accounts, right?
yeah, that's it. So
Yeah.
I think I got two pre-orders of 10 journals each, which would be
Okay.
amazing. So if we got more pre-orders like that, oh, we'd be away. It'd be excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Where are your energy levels at the moment, and how can we help you?
Um, You can help me by sharing the news that the journal is going on sale tomorrow and try and sell as many as I can.
Yeah.
Uh, all the proceeds from the journal are going towards my treatment and my travel. So the ongoing treatment I talked about, and then my travel for San Fran. What we're hoping to do is travel for at least a year, back and forth every 2 months to get the new drug. And hopefully within the year, we will have found some miracle to get it to Ireland.
Okay.
That's my
All
next
right.
campaign.
So, Holly, when I was calculating with my husband over the weekend on how much I know, we used to go to the States every year for 3 weeks, and quite frankly, with the children, so there was four of us, we would be the rest of the year paying off for that trip.
Yeah,
So
travel.
we added up for you to go on your own, which is probably going to be the loneliest journey you'll ever make.
I,
I have this vision of you and being so on your own. Oh God, I'm not,
I'm
anyway.
not forward to it. Let me put it that way. But you know what? I'm just gonna say it's a 2-day hospital appointment.
All right, okay. And when we added up how many times you needed to go to the States to be assessed, because they are paying for your first flight, they are paying for your hotel for the first trip, but after that you're on your own.
Yeah.
We guessed a guesstimate of 250,000, 250,000.
Oh my God, Olive. I'm afraid to look too far ahead in case I see a number like that.
Yeah, okay. Anonymously. In fact, a lot of the donations the last 2 days have been anonymous. That's the first thing. The other thing is, what is the other thing, Holly? What's the other thing? It doesn't matter. Okay, right. Let's go through the questions.
I
She's
see
showing you,
some.
sending you so much love. The journal is beautiful. Navila loves this. This is Olivia in Kinsale here in West Cork. Actually, she has a natural deodorant. She's a medical scientist,
Oh,
and she actually has developed a new deodorant,
wow.
something similar to the Indiora but done in
Uh,
a different way. She used a journal, something like this, for a very sick, tiny, preemie baby for all her surgeries and appointments. Brilliant. Mary Fitzgerald. Could Breast Cancer Ireland not promote or help out? We'll be in
Yeah,
touch with Breast Cancer Ireland,
I
Mary.
have
Or
been.
maybe you
I
have
have
been?
been in touch with them. Um, Unfortunately, they don't have any trials in Ireland for triple negative. So there's nothing much they can do to help. I did
Okay.
call them and did speak to them, and there's just nothing for triple negative, which is why
Okay.
drug in the USA is such a amazing thing that it's even hoping to be breakthrough for triple negative.
All right.
I'd say I'm hoping this is going to be the next big thing for triple negative
And
people.
is it you're going to you are going to be the
I'm
leader?
going to bring it to Ireland, Olive. I have
I
to.
think you are, you know. I actually do. I see you
This
as
is
the Vicky
me.
Phelan relay. I do feel that you're going to make such a difference. Um,
And like,
uh,
no, it's so hard. It's so hard with the cancer thing at the minute. I don't know how I'm going to be in a week, let alone a month.
yeah.
You know, like
That's why I'm really glad that we managed to get this today, because I don't want to take too much of her energy. Can I ask you, Holly, how is Derek doing?
oh, Olive, I think you'd love that somebody asked.
Yeah.
He's good. He's amazing. Honestly, I couldn't ask for a better husband. You know, it's incredibly hard for him.
Yeah.
I think every day he's facing the thoughts of what is he going to do if I don't make it through this, you know?
Yeah.
So it's hard. We try and make the best of it, because what else can you do? And because we don't know how anything is going to go. So we just try and make the best of it. We try and have a good day every day, you know.
Yeah.
Um, he's doing as well as could be expected, and he's a very strong man, thank goodness.
He is. And I can see
He's
that
that-
he's got, I mean, I've met him.
yeah,
He's got just such amazing, he's practical. He's practical. He wants to support the woman that he loves so much, and
he is
he's a
amazing.
provider. And I
He
see him
is.
starting getting back to work. I'm following him on his page, and I'm thinking, oh my God, he's managing to do the page with humor,
Mm.
even though his heart is breaking.
Yeah, he's very strong. He keeps me propped up, that's for sure. I don't know how I would do this without him.
Okay. Yes. And he's trying to do his calls out as well in relation to his business right now.
That's it. So we're trying to keep his business going as well. His business has suffered massively because of
Yes.
my cancer treatment and all the interruptions, and he can't offer a full service all the time. He
Okay.
can be really open on days when I'm well enough that he can leave me. It's a bit of a disaster. His business has really taken a toll. We don't know if it's going to last much longer, but we're trying to keep it going. We're,
Holly, how are you managing to smile? I know you developed Happy magazine, but like what you're going through at the moment,
oh, I love it's not worth
where is
it.
your internal strength coming from?
Um, Probably my husband and my
Yeah.
son, and
Okay.
just the want to be with them and to have my life with them. You know, I'm 35, Olive. I'm like, we always wish we're gonna, you know, grow old together with the person we marry and see our kids grow up and go to college and them to get married. And I need to see all this stuff. I need to be here for all of it. So that's why I get up every day and I do all of this, because what it's for them. I want that life, you know. I want as much of it as I can have. Um, yeah, you know, and sometimes I'm like, people say to me, well, you know, you got to be realistic here. You have metastatic breast cancer. But you know what? Miracles do happen and people do get remission. And I've come across breast cancer survivors that are living 20 years with stage 4. And
Yeah.
the way I'm looking at it, I'm going to be one of them. And that's the way I'm doing it. So I've got my health plan. I've got my, when I say my health plan, I mean all my vitamins and my plan to keep my body strong. I've got my
Yeah.
chemo is working at the moment, and that's incredible. We want it to work for as long as it can. And now I've this opportunity of the trial drug. So these are the things
Okay.
that keep me going.
All right. So, sorry, no. Holly, I don't know where to go with this now. Actually, I'm all right. So
We have to
where
laugh
we
because
where
you'll cry.
so okay, so we are going to the States. You've gotten your permission for to be able to travel with the cross border. You're going
Yeah,
and
my oncologist has even approved my travel because I can't go without that, and he has approved it too. And
okay,
that, Olive, is massive. So I have to stay well so I don't lose that permission to go, you know?
all right. Okay. All
So
right.
yeah, that's the thing. So at the moment I've just got to stay healthy and well. Uh yeah, you know, the hospital visit yesterday, um we're waiting for the results of the bone scan and they're going to do a CT scan as well because I was having more pain. Hopefully that's not a sign of anything happening. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping
Okay.
maybe I just did a bit too much chasing balloons at my 4-year-old's birthday party on Sunday.
All right. Holly, should we wrap it up? Okay. I have personally thanked everybody who has donated to the GoFundMe page.
Okay.
Um, it is going to be put to good use. I think it's important for the people to be able to see you and where their hard-earned cash. I've gotten donations from €5 all the way right through to a once lump sum payment of €600, which was late last night. Now I nearly fell off the seat. I did. People are
I'm so
have been unbelievable, but I think it's coming from a mother's heart. I remember being given out 2 years ago, Holly, because I used to put my children before myself or my husband, and I think, and I remember it was a counselor person saying it to me that I've got to put myself first, then my husband, and then my children. Fuck that, excuse me now, but it's our children, and it's
yeah,
only a mother's heart can understand
I know.
what I'm saying here. And I think that is where the women of Ireland actually can
Yeah.
help. But the amount of donations that I saw last night, I guess I went through them. Three
Yeah.
quarters are men that
Really?
have donated, yeah,
Wow.
including a priest.
Wow. That is
Yeah,
amazing.
and as I say, I've personally thanked all of those. We need to keep the momentum going. We've only got 3,000. It's a small drop in the ocean in comparison to what we need for you. And I think it's no reason not to keep going. The
Mm.
fact that it's just such a big ask, but and it sounds like one of those taglines from a supermarket, like every little counts.
Oh, it's,
And it doesn't have to be all in the next week or so. It can be drip fed in, um,
yeah.
and I can extend the GoFundMe, or get the buy the journal. God's sake, buy the journal. If we
Olive,
could get somebody like Eason's maybe to buy your journal in bulk, or along with the shops.
yeah. Or yeah, geez, I don't know. But you know what?
That's
What's
too big an ask to ask of you. So we need somebody who is watching this, who will know somebody who will say, would you ever just buy the journal?
yeah,
Because we're only two people on our own. Trace and Blinks and Brows as well has been very proactive as well in the background in supporting me to get this out here. And somebody knows somebody who will actually know somebody to say, would you buy
yeah.
a couple of crates of these journals and actually sell
Oh,
them in your shop?
that'd be
Not just 10. We don't want just people to buy 10. Yes, we do, and we want you to buy one, but we need to be able to sell them in bulk.
yeah, that'd be amazing.
All
I
right.
really would. Olive, I don't know what to say other than I'm so grateful for you, for setting up this GoFundMe and for everybody who's donated to it. Honestly, I'm blown away. I, I,
Yeah.
the words don't
I
say enough, you know. I don't know what else to say other than those words, but they're not enough. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Now I'm actually going to make light of this because my 19-year-old is streaming outside the window and I can't hear you. And I want to get up and tell him to stop.
I can hear it actually. Can you tell him to come on?
All right, Holly.
Okay.
Let's just throw this out to the universe. Somebody is going to carry this.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I'll talk to you on the other side.
Okay. I'll talk to you on a separate call. Okay.
All right.
Bye. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you. Bye.